Jonathan Smith takes over a very interesting team in Michigan State. This is a team that is in a tough spot, but he is trying to rebuild them as fast as possible. Today, we take a look at the top 10 players heading into the Michigan State 2024 season and look at what should we expect in 2024. Everything obviously starts with Aiden Childs. The quarterback comes in and has a lot of expectations placed upon him already before he's even played a snap for Michigan State. He has plenty of talent. The arm talent is there. The ability to run is there. He is someone that could take a huge step forward in his development. But again, it's going to take some time. He has pretty good size at 6'3", 213 pounds, and he is someone who Jonathan Smith trusts a lot, and they are going to give him a lot of leash to work with because it's going to be a difficult year. It's going to be a challenging year, but Aiden Childs is going to be really fun to watch. And when 2025 rolls around, it's going to be interesting to see what he's done in terms of development and what he's learned because 2025 could be a year that people are surprised by what Michigan State does. Now, the defense has plenty of pieces. It's not a matter of do they have guys in place to make plays. Jordan Hall is one of those guys. The linebacker position probably is the deepest on this Michigan State team. Jordan Hall is a very fun player to watch. 6'3", 235 pounds, 67 tackles last year, 7.5 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks. So he is someone who is ready to make plays once again. He is someone who can take this defense and make it very tough to beat. Because again, they have plenty of talent, and it's just a matter of can you take a step forward and improve? Under Jonathan Smith, what we saw at Oregon State, I think we'll see some improvements. It's just a matter of how much will they actually do that. Another Jordan joins him in the linebacker room, 61 tackles and 6.5 tackles for loss for Jordan Turner, the Wisconsin transfer who comes in and is a natural playmaker. Kind of surprising that he chose Michigan State of all teams, but he is someone that's going to step in right away and contribute. Again, the linebacker position, as evident already by two of the guys in the top three, are at the linebacker position. Very deep position for Michigan State. And I think that's really good. You kind of saw at Oregon State that Jonathan Smith had some good linebackers, had athletic linebackers, playmaking linebackers, and so far at Michigan State, he's going to have that as well. Running the football is going to be the key. Obviously, Aiden Childs is going to get a lot of that, but Nate Carter comes back after exceeding expectations in 2023, and he is looking at a potential 1,000-yard season if everything goes right. That's really what I think I should expect from him. I think that he wants that too. 798 yards and 4 touchdowns for him last year, so it's really not unrealistic to expect him to reach that goal, but he is someone that probably has high goals for himself. And if he can get to 1,000 yards, Michigan State might be exceeding expectations. Now, a player that I think a lot of people have forgotten about, despite his production, is Cal Haladay. He is someone who is definitely unique, not wearing gloves when he plays the linebacker position. He is a veteran leader that's going to get these new guys up to speed and had a solid season last year. 91 tackles, not as disruptive as he would probably like to be, but he definitely was a factor in this defense, and he's going to be a factor once again. And again, the depth of this defense at the linebacker position is something that's going to be really exciting for Michigan State in 2024. The secondary has some work to do. They finished 87th against the pass last year, and Malik Spencer comes back to help get that group back on track. 72 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 6 passes defended. He will be an interesting player to watch. When you look at what Oregon State had at their safety position, at the defensive back position, that's a group that produced some very underrated defensive backs at the NFL level. So Malik Spencer has a bright future with not only his talent, but with the coaching staff coming in. That combination could be really fun to watch for his future. And another linebacker, Wayne Matthews III, comes in from Old Dominion. Now, who is going to start? I don't actually know. I think that there's plenty of talent at the linebacker position. You have Jordan Hall, you have Jordan Turner, you have Wayne Matthews, Cal Haladay. You have 4 guys, and you're not going to have every single one of them on the field. You might find some packages where you need to have them on the field, but the nice thing is that you're going to have depth. And Wayne Matthews is a tackling machine. 135 yards, tackles, excuse me, 9.5 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks. Old Dominion had 3 players with 100+ tackles last year. So you know that he knows how to make plays. You know that he understands how to get to the football and how to limit the damage done by the offense. And again, this linebacker group is going to be, I think, a special group because of the depth that they have. Part of the passing attack, obviously, a lot of that stems from what Aiden Childs can do, but also the wide receivers need to take a step forward as well. So this is a group that'll be really fun to watch if they're playing really well, but also you have expectations of guys needing to take steps forward. Glover is someone who could play one of those roles. 14 catches for 261 yards, so not the most productive. But when you see he averaged 8.6 yards per catch, he's an explosive weapon that this staff wants to exploit more. They want to get him the ball as much as possible, and that's going to help this offense. This is an offense that finished 131st in scoring. That is unacceptable if you're going to try to compete in the Big Ten, a Big Ten that is now tougher than it was last year. So the passing attack needs to play a role. Part of that is on the quarterback, but another part of that is on the guys catching the passes as well. Mr. Consistent, Jack Velling himself, is coming back to college football. He joins Jonathan Smith from Oregon State to Michigan State, and he'll be a fun tight end to watch. 6'5", 246 pounds, so he has pretty good size for the tight end position. 29 catches, 438 yards for a 15.1 yards per catch average and 8 touchdowns. So he knows what to do. He knows how to get open. He knows how to get the football, and he knows how to find the end zone. He'll be fun to watch at Michigan State. We'll see what happens again with his passing attack, but it's not like this team doesn't have options. And finally, another transfer in Quindarius Dunnigan, a great name and someone who could play a big role opposite of Chris Bogle. That's going to be a fun defensive end pairing to watch. 6'4", 272 pounds, had 35 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. He is a productive player at Middle Tennessee, and they are expecting him to do the same at Michigan State. I think that Michigan State's in a pretty solid place. Now, in terms of winning football games, I don't know what that's going to mean. I don't know what should be expected. It's going to take a little while for them to get back, but Jonathan Smith has done a good job of at least filling certain holes that they need with various players, whether it's transfer portal players, recruiting. I think that he is doing, once again, a good job of rebuilding a program, and it's going to be fun to see how he gets Michigan State back on track and what that means long term for this program.